Hello beautiful people! In today's sequence we're going to be using a strap and 2 blocks, and if you don't have a strap, that's okay, you can just use your hands to stretch. So join me on the mat in a seated position, listen to your body and go at your body's pace. From this seated position, place your hands by your sides. Extend through the crown of your head and your tailbone. Extend your legs. Toes are pointed towards the ceiling. Staff pose. You have the option to use a strap for more support. We're here for a few breaths. Engage your hands, engage your core, legs, and feet. Feel the burn in those back muscles. This is an amazing workout for your back. Bend your right knee, bring the heel into your pelvis, turn your torso towards the extended leg, keeping a long spine. Try to grab your left foot with both hands. Breathe. Now, lift your torso back up, push your bent leg a little further back, creating space. Lift your right hand up towards the ceiling and lean towards your extended leg. Breathe. Extend bent leg. Bend your left knee, bring the heel into your pelvis, Turn your torso towards the extended leg and try to grab your right foot with both hands. Breathe. If it's more comfortable for you, you also have the option to use the strap. Now lift your torso up, push your bent leg a little further back, lift your left hand up towards the ceiling and lean towards your extended leg. Breathe. Lift your torso back up and get on your hands and knees and into tabletop position. Send your right leg to the back of the mat, toes tucked. Push your palms into the mat as you push your hips back into the extended leg, creating a nice stretch. Bring the right leg back to meet the left. Send your left leg to the back of the mat, toes tucked. Repeat. Both legs at the back of the mat. Push into your palms, lift your knees off the mat, send your hips back and up into downward facing dog. Chin to chest, core is engaged, fingers are apart. Inhale, kick one leg back and up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bend your knee and bring it towards your chest. Repeat this one more time. And the other side. When you've balanced both legs out, come back into downward facing dog. Look up, hop or step to the front of the mat, hinge at the hips, fold forward. Inhale, reach your hands up to the sky, palms can touch, slight back bend. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward and try to touch the floor. Knees can bend. Inhale, lengthen your legs, lift your torso so your spine is long, fingertips reaching towards or touching the floor, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward, palms on the mat, step your feet towards the end of the mat in plank pose. Palms are underneath your shoulders, press into your toes, hug your elbows close to your chest, spine is long. Exhale, lower down, elbows hugging your ribs. Inhale, push your palms into your mat, straighten your arms and peel your chest off the mat, bending at the waist. Look forward. Exhale, chest and chin back on the mat. One more time. Send your hips back to touch your heels in child's pose, arms reaching towards the front of the mat. Shift your hips forward again until your chest is flat on the mat, legs are extended behind you, toes untucked. Inhale, push your palms into your mat, straighten your arms and peel your chest off the mat into upward facing dog. Tuck your toes in, push into your palms, lift your knees and send your hips back and up into downward facing dog. Tailbone reaches towards the ceiling, spine is long and knees can bend. Breathe. Look up, step your right foot beside your right thumb. Flip your back leg at a 45-degree angle. Inhale, reach your hands up towards the ceiling, lifting your torso. Warrior one. Breathe. Flip your back foot to a 90-degree angle. Lower your arms, right fingertips reaching towards front of the mat as your left fingertip reaches towards the back of the mat. Warrior two. Straighten the front leg. Exhale, reach front arm down towards the mat as you lift your left arm up towards the ceiling. Extended triangle pose. Engage your core and breathe into the side of your ribs. Flip the front leg to face the left side of the mat. Shift weight to your toes, wrists are over your heels. Bend forward, palms on the floor, head is heavy. Wide-legged forward bend. Walk your hands to the right side of the leg and try to hug it. Here for 2 breaths. If this is not accessible to you, stay in a comfortable bent position. Walk your hands to your left leg and try to hug it. 2 breaths here. Come back to center. palms on the mat, arms are long, spine is long. Inhale and swoop your right arm towards the ceiling, opening up your chest. Exhale, back to the mat. Inhale, swoop your left arm towards the ceiling. Exhale, back to the mat. Feet are planted onto the ground. Reach your arms behind you and interlace your fingers. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Engage your legs and core. Squeeze into your palms and pull your torso up. Flip the left foot to face the back side of the mat. Exhale, reach left arm down towards the mat as you lift your right arm towards the ceiling. Extended triangle pose. Engage your core and breathe into the side of your ribs. Inhale, rise back up, bend into your right knee, arms reaching towards both ends of the mat, warrior two. Flip your back leg at a 45-degree angle, square your hips towards the front of the mat, bend into your knee. Inhale, reach your hands up towards the ceiling, warrior one. Breathe. Step to the front of the mat in mountain pose. Feet can be together or shoulder width apart. Inhale, reach your hands up to the sky, palms can touch, slight back bend. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward and try to touch the floor. Knees can bend. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, hands reaching to the sky. Bend your knees and squat into chair pose. Breathe. Exhale, fold forward, palms flat on the mat. Step your feet towards the end of the mat in plank pose. Breathe. In your next inhale, lower slowly onto the mat. Inhale, push your palms into your mat, straighten your arms and peel your chest off the mat. Bending at the waist, look forward. Send your hips back to touch your heels in child's pose. Forehead on the mat, arms rest by your sides. Breathe into your ribs and feel your back expand. Come into tabletop position. Palms are under your shoulders, knees are under your hips. When you're ready, inhale and lift your right hand towards the ceiling, opening up your chest. Exhale, thread that arm underneath your left armpit. Walk your left arm towards the front of the mat and breathe. Bring your left palm under your shoulder, push into it as you pull your right arm back into tabletop. When you're ready, inhale, lift your left hand towards the ceiling, opening up your chest, and repeat on the other side. and back on all fours. Palms are under your shoulders, arms are long, knees are hip length apart, fingers pointing forward. Inhale, arch the spine and look up. Belly pushes towards the mat as the tailbone reaches to the ceiling. Roll the shoulders back. Exhale, round your spine, tuck your chin in, tuck your tailbone in. Inhale, arch your spine. Look up, tailbone reaches towards the ceiling, belly reaches to the mat. Repeat at your own pace. In your next inhale, arch your spine, look up, and send your hips back above your heels. Before touching your heels, exhale, round your spine and shift your hips forward. Tuck your chin in, tailbone tucks in. Inhale, arch your spine and send your hips back. Repeat intuitively at your own pace, remembering to inhale as you arch your spine and send your hips back, and exhale as you round your spine and send your hips forward. Settle down into tabletop position as your breath becomes steady. Move your hips from side to side like a cat while pressing into the mat with your palms. Lift your palms and massage your mat. Lift your torso up and stand on your knees. Extend through the crown of your head and tailbone. Hug your inner thighs together. Tuck your toes in. Place your hands on your lower back, fingers pointing down. Spine is long. Inhale, lift your chest up and look up. And for those of you who want more of a stretch, untuck your toes. Push your hips forward, long spine, chest reaches up, reach your hands behind you and grab your heels. Camel pose. Breathe. Release the heels, lift your head up, send your hips back to touch your heels and into child's pose. Arms by your sides, forehead on the mat. You have the option to stay in child's pose. For those of you who want to take it a bit further, in one swift movement, flow with me into camel, from camel back to child's to camel in your own pace. This time, stay at child's pose. Lay on your back. Bend your right knee, foot flat on the mat. Shift your hips to the right. Bend your right knee into your chest, hands on shin. Right arm shoulder length apart, extended to the floor. Left arm presses on the right knee as you twist the right knee towards the ground. Spine is long. Press your shoulders against the mat. Look to the right and breathe. Bring your right leg to meet the left. Wiggle around to get comfortable. Bend your left knee, foot flat on the mat. Shift your hips to the left and repeat on the left side. Bring your left leg to meet the right as we prepare for Shavasana. Arms are below your shoulders by your sides. Shoulders are away from your ears. Shoulder blades pull towards your spine. Arms are long, palms facing up. Legs are hip distance apart and relaxed. Eyes can close. You may stay in this position. If you would like a chest opener, sit up and grab both your blocks. Place one block widthwise parallel to the short end of the mat. You may adjust the height of the block according to your comfort level. This is going to hold your head. Place the other block on the narrow side so it fits in between your shoulder blades. Slowly lie back and adjust the blocks accordingly. Arms rest on the mat. This is supposed to be a comfortable position, so if you feel discomfort, maybe remove the blocks. Unclench your jaw, soften your eyebrows, and deepen your breath. Sink into your mat. You may stay in this position as long as you like, or roll over to your side and gently press into your hands as you lift yourself up. Thank you everyone for joining me today. Thank yourselves for showing up for you. And I'll see you on the mat next time with warmth and gratitude.